Welcome to the Mass Journal, and I'm the Masses, and this is my trading journal based on my trading perspectives and my trading experiences. Anyways, the motto is improvement, maintenance, and victory. In today's video, this is going to be a live chat. It's going to be pretty long. I don't know. But yeah, it's day 11. Okay, it's not going to be a live video. It's day 11. Let's say day 11 live video. We don't know. So it's day 11. I funded again. So yeah, that's what's up. We don't care the account size. Now, here's the reason why we don't care about the account size. This is not financial advice. Even though I am licensed to give financial advice, I have to be under a specific company to give that financial advice. But I am licensed to give financial advice, but this is not financial advice. This is my journal talking about my trading experiences and my trading perspectives. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, since it's day 11, the market is inefficient. The reason it's inefficient because it's scalable. And also, besides it being scalable, is because the opportunities are not balanced. When we say you only need one good trade, we mean you only need a good streak of momentum. If the market is going in your direction for like a good 4 or 5 days while you fund it, you're sorted. As long as you have a process after that and an understanding that trading is scalable. Once you reach a certain account size, you can stop working, trading your hours for money. You can actually make good returns from the market. And this is, from me, understanding the perspective of trying to create my mechanical trading strategy. I'm starting off a bad note. Anyways, I'm creating a mechanical trading strategy that's aggressive. The reason I want an aggressive trading system is because it makes more profit. A normal trading system makes gradual profit. And it's very difficult to understand if you've never attempted to trade gradually. The idea of it is that it's a process. Yes, it's a process. Wow, it's a process. But your process can't tell you what's happening right now, but it can tell you how to act right now in order to get the best results. For example, month 1, we take the smallest lot size. Like today, I just funded and took the smallest lot size. I could have taken more trades because perfect, pure, But again, I'm gonna be here for the next 80 days. I'm gonna be trading for the next 80 days. The understanding is that blowing is inevitable, but profitability isn't. You have to actually make profit. Anyone can blow. We always say yes, anyone can make profit from the perspective of signals of 50-50. You can guess your way into profit by just taking a trade and the market just moves in your direction. But when you find out that's not how the game is played, the perspective of the game is like that, but that's not how the game is played, you understand that you actually have to understand what you're doing. Because the market is a continuous system. Whatever is happening today is connected to what happened yesterday. But what happened yesterday doesn't necessarily have an influence of what's going to happen today. And that's, the tricky part. And that's why you can't just guess. So we understand that the market is scalable. Your funds are scalable in the market. So month 1, your process has to be slow. Now, when we say slow, we don't mean that's how your activity is going to be. Again, we say that your process can't see the context in real time. Your process can only tell you what you need to do, what you should be eyeing to do to get positive results, which is taking small trades. It can't get lower than the smallest lot size. Now, depending on your broker and depending on the type of account you chose, if you chose a SEN account, that's too small. Standard account is normal small. You can't be so afraid of losing. I said blowing is inevitable. Profitability isn't. So you can't be so afraid of blowing that you don't even trade, that you don't even get to be profitable. That's the job of the trader. That's the hard part about being a trader, that you have to make the profit. You get everything else. Free time, work from anywhere, inefficient funds, meaning Today you might have nothing, then tomorrow 100K. You get all that, but you have to make it work. So in month one, it's not a crime. It's not because we're stupid that we take the smallest lot size. It's the understanding that regardless of the lot size, this is the smallest lot size. And if I take the smallest lot size from day 1 until day 90, as long as the trades are winning, according to the time frames that we use, H1, H4 daily, these time frames are heavy on movement. 24 candles is actually a huge movement on the hourly. 24 candles is a daily candle. 3 days worth of profit is a lot. Within 90 days, having a trader goes into profit for 10 days is a lot of profit. It's good profit. And it's like, there's no activity. I'm not interacting with the market with my money. The only thing I'm waiting for is just to for the market to change structure, giving you information to say, get out or take another trade. So that's the perspective, understanding that whether I use the largest, whether I use the smallest lot size, because of those time frames, I am going to profit because the only thing I need to do is win trades. Now, the mechanical, they're both mechanical. They're both mechanical. When I say both, for those who don't understand, two strategies. I'm making two strategies because here's the thing. The second one, I want to make myself realize that there is no abstract in trading. The best traders is not because they feel like that, but you don't feel profitability. You don't think profitability, you do it. And there's certain things that we do that ensure that we're profitable. Like I blew on day 5. And before that, I made like a good profit. I withdrew about 2 journals within 2 days. That's the inefficiency of the market. But I carried on. Why? Because I realized it's stupid to say I need to restart after blowing because I set out a program. 90 days, you have to trade, ensure your account hits a specific goal, and utilize that account to allocate the funds to particular resources that increases, leverage and funds. So we understand that is from a perspective, we understand the reason we don't restart is because as days go by, there's a process that you're following. The trading is the least important part because I wouldn't say you're doing the same thing that you did yesterday. Yes, you're doing the process that you did yesterday, like video recording your trades, like explaining the reasons behind your approach. It's very important to reiterate your approach. Whenever I come to my videos and I say improvement, maintenance, and victory, even if I don't know what to say, that motto directs my focus and directs my attention. So in trading is the same thing. In real time, no trader is better than you besides yourself. Why in real time? Because you are handling a specific account size that you must move to a particular point, and no trader can do that for you in real time besides yourself. Yes, you can get signals. Yes, you can use an EA. Yes, you can use an AI expert. You can use whatever. But again, you are the one who's supposed to use it using your funds. If a hedge fund give you 100K, could you be able to trade with that 100K and get the goal that they set out? Now, we don't necessarily set goals because that's how trading is, but it's easier to work around a set goal. If I say I want to make 200K, I become content with what I make because I know eventually I'm gonna get there. Now, if you just want to make profit, like I have 2,000, I just want to make profit, big funds, I'm gonna get out of it. No, be specific. These specificities are not okay. If that's a real word, the specifics or whatever. These things that we put out as specific are not for restricting our trading. Yes, they are for directing and coordinating the process, but they're not for restricting our trading. Here's the thing. As traders, as people, we tend to try to go overboard, try to do things that we're not used to doing. And that's good trading. The reason you repeat your process is because your process will force you to do things that you're not used to doing, like utilizing a small lot. A lot of people say they utilize a small lot, but if you check the track record, it's like every time you trade, you only use it like for 2 trades, and then from there it's been revenge. And your reasoning is that I'm gonna make my money back. I wanna make my money back, and after I make my money back, I'm gonna go back to the no. You broke the process. Now again, how did I? Before I carry on, how did I ensure that I can actually take more trades while still remaining within the process without being frustrated? I understood the first concept, which will I lose or win? Because no trade is going to be all 90 days wins, and some days are going to be, worse than others. How do I handle the pressure of taking a lot of lot sizes or a lot of trades? I had a maximum 5 trades max, 5 trades max, and this 5 trades max is a logical approach. It's not a direct approach where you just follow it for what it is. If you're not going to take the smallest lot size consistently for the next 90 days and you want to enter the scene of multiplying your trades, you have to accept and account for what you're doing, which is, if I see a trade right now and I believe in it, I'm like, okay, I have 90 days to trade. In this 90 days, I have to prove my standard. This is prove my standard, and this is to find high quality setups. Which trades are the best? Where can I start? Now, usually we have this perception that high quality setups need to be over leveraged because they make the most money, they have the most momentum, which is, it's not wrong. But even if you don't use the highest leverage, you make profit regardless, and it's easier to manage because you can do that again and again and again. You won't be afraid of doing that because the stakes are never high. And if the stakes are never high, you have freedom to do whatever you want to do, especially in the market. So that's why we want these big trades, because they put our accounts in a state where we are free to do whatever we want to do. I call this state fluency, which is a state that I'm involving in this account management mechanical approach that I'm making, which is M5, M30, H1, H4 daily. I'm going to explain why I utilize those time frames in another video. But in a nutshell, it's because whether you use the largest or smallest lot size, you profit. And it's easier to interact with them because they don't give off too many signals. The more exposed your account is, the more in danger it is. It doesn't mean if you're interacting with a lot of trades, especially when your account is small, doesn't mean when you're interacting with a lot of trades, you have a high chance of winning them. The market can give 90 trades, 90 bad trades. Sometimes it's not even you, it's the market giving 90 bad trades and only give 10 good trades. So things like that. So even if the market gives 90 bad trades on the H1, it's going to take a long time for those 90 bad trades to, that reflect on the charts. So we understood the restriction causes friction when it comes to our trading. Like high-end setups, we want to take more trades because we can accelerate our account. Freedom creates a great trading. Now we had to create some sort of restrictions within our trading system. And I don't want to say it like that because it makes it seem too robotic and too, what's the word? Computerized. It's not. It's things that you actually do. You don't think profitable, you don't feel it, you do it. So when we trade and we find these high quality setups, we wouldn't, abuse the threshold, which is 5 trades max with the smallest lot size. Take 2 trades because you understand the logic behind the trade that it's 8 a.m. there's a W. Why would I take 5 trades at 8 a.m.? No. There's so much time before the day ends. This could be a fake trade. Let me take 2 trades because I can handle the loss. So usually it was, I wouldn't say usually, what am I saying? Yes, usually, because it was some days, day 15, day 68. It was based on the logic behind the signal and when it appeared. That's when we'd use discretionary risk. Would say the risk is discretionary, trading isn't. You can never trade. You can never profit from discretionary trading. Everything concludes based on a technical point. Everything. Bullish pays buys, bearish pays sells. It doesn't matter how you put it. Whether you're trading on the M1 or S30, 30-second chart, it doesn't matter. Bullish pays buys, bearish pays sells. Your system is not what pays you. It's the context of the market that pays you. You integrate your system to the context. So in other words, you pay yourself because you understand what the market is doing. So we understood that. And we stayed loyal to the practice, because it's like this. If you had a contract, $100 million contract waiting for you in 2 years' time, because you're a great trader, how would you act? How would you be in the market? So it's basically like that. We understood that these time frames influence our wins. The amount of pairs we trade influence our wins. The times that we trade do not clash with our time frames. That means I can set an alarm every hour and look at the market and I'll still be okay. The lot sizes I use are good. And the broker I use is also good. I can take losses that I can handle, and I can make profit that I can, be proud of. And because the time frames also influence that. And then 90 days, there's enough space for me to be selective. I don't need to be choosing. I don't need to be chasing trades. I can choose. Now, obviously, it's not like I just come in there. I'm like, this is a W, I'm just choosing them. It's an enclosed system. Like, I understand the ins and outs of my system. That these are two systems. Also, my confluence was two systems: time frame trading and trend trading. Trend trading, as you can get, only when there is a trend on a daily chart. Then I utilize the H4 and the H1 as points of entries. Time frame trading is, as you get, isolating time frames H1, H4, and the daily isolated to its best trade, or isolated to a reversal trade. And that's basically what it is. And that's how I'd break it down. I'll measure it like this. And the common denominator was time and small leverage. Every time I'm in profit, the nearest 100, the nearest 100, the nearest 100. We did that for at least 2 months. The goal was to do it for 1 month, which is what I'm putting in program trading, which is how I think trading should be taught, perceived. I'm always going to explain this in every video. How trading should be taught and perceived is that first phase. I don't know, the time periods are still juggled up, but I say it's 18 months because it's enough time for one to interact with the market honestly under different conditions, different account sizes, different risk tolerances, and all that, which is what's important. What you can do in the market, not what you know. What can you do in the market? What can you do is what's more important than what you know. So yeah, and we'll journal, and this would improve our trading. That was the process. Every day the same thing. Journal, small lot, recite process, increase belief in process, like stabilize the reason behind it. I wouldn't even say stabilize. Solidify the reasoning behind your system, because as you do it, the market teaches you this makes sense. The reason why using this system is because these time frames are beneficial to momentum and leverage. We got until 20-something K, 23K. That's when we started being comfortable leveraging a K. Because again, yes, fractionalization starts off from 10K. You start breaking down your account into tens once you get to 10K. But that's not comfortable. Even though it takes time to get to that 10K, I don't feel like it's comfortable enough for you to start trading the way you want. Once you get to at least 22K, that 2K alone can do you wonders. Before you take a loss, you can utilize that 2K for a long period of time. So yeah, so this is day 11. I funded. I'm not gonna break this motion for no one, because here's the thing: trading sucks when you utilize my process, because these time frames are slow and it's like they're not too reactive. So it's like, bro, you can trade like this until day 60. Again, I'm not gonna trade like this until day 60. Not because I'm gonna break the process, not because I am going to find out, not find out, but what's the word? I don't want to say foundationalize, but I'm going to, I don't know what's the word, but support my aggressive trading system. So, okay, let me not say I'm going to stop. I'm not going to trade gradually until day 90. I'm going to trade gradually until day 90 because it's free profit. Choosing the easiest trade, utilizing the smaller short size, taking small losses, definitely, and momentum trades, because who's scared of closing a small trade? You know what I'm saying? Once you get 20K, or once I get to 20K, 23K, that's when I'm gonna start risking. I'm gonna use that 3K to risk like I'm mad, like a madman. And this risk can only be done perfectly by understanding the abstracts, which is not really abstracts again. Where is this book? Let me pause this. Okay, so yeah, profit accumulators. These profit accumulators are what things that are going to help me in terms of finalizing my mechanical trading approach. I don't want to call it mechanical. They're all mechanical trading approaches, but this is my aggressive trading approach. The understanding is that in trading, you lose small, you win big. That's the perspective. The goal is to perform consistently and not blow. So do anything in your power. If it means go out of process to make money in the market, you do that. But it's not really going out of process, because our process is not going to be direct. Like when I say direct, it's not going to be when you are looking for specific type of trades. It's more account focused. It's account focused. We already know we're benefiting on moments and points in the market on M5, M30, H1, H4, and daily. And these points are what mechanical points. Mechanical points are also known as what structure. You cannot get paid unless structure goes in your way. Or structure is there and momentum goes in your direction. So we understand that. And then we understand that the market is either direct or reflective. Meaning it's either the market is trending on the H1 and you can clearly see that this W is moving on the H1, or there are no points on the H1 and it's trending on the M5, and the M5 reflects on the H1. And given that you are moving in the direction of momentum, you can find parameters that could possibly reflect from the H1 that could influence the M5. That's another understanding that we have. So these profit accumulators is, number one, our biggest profit accumulator is time. We understand we have 90 days. Now, if our account is 23K, while we have 90 days, now our account is going to have an overlap, a restarting overlap there. So if I'm at day 60 and I'm at 20K, I'm going to have a day one that restarts the 20K. And the 20K, let's say we have to 23K. I'm going to restart from the 3K. I'm going to take 3K from 20K. And we're going to utilize time, 90 days to grow to 3K. Utilizing time. What's the easiest way? When I write what's the easiest way according to time, utilizing these 5 time frames, M5, M30, H1, H4, daily. I just have to repeat it. Come on, it's my channel. Well, can't judge me. Anyways, so I'm going to write every method possible to make money utilizing time. And the method has to be, what do I like saying? I don't want to say logical and comfortable, but I want to say, I forgot the word, but it's like humbly. What's the most humble way to make money? When I say humble, I mean, let's remove everything that makes trading what it is, like the leverage, the power, the time, the momentum, the volume, volatility. Let's remove that. Let's just use trading plain. A beginner was using time. How would a beginner make money utilizing time? So when I say humbly, I mean in their perspective, what's the easiest way to make money utilizing time and 3K? Meaning utilizing both technical approaches and your account risk-based approaches, because trading is account management and technical management. It doesn't matter how you phrase it. If you phrase fundamentals, they can't help you take the trade in real time. They can't help you position your stop loss, position your account size. Do you know what I mean? So what's the easiest way that time can help you make money according to these time frames and according to this account over a certain period of time? Then leverage, number 2. What type of leverage is the easiest to accumulate profit utilizing this time frame? M5, what am I going to do? H1, what I'm going to do? Things like that. What's the best points for leverage? Then we have profit structural mergers. Now, this is a term that I created. It's not necessarily I created. Everyone does it. When you're in profit, you find a trade that's aligned with your profit and you risk that. And it's usually calculated based on your account size, the stop loss currently available in the running trade. So things like that. When is the best time to merge structure and profit in the new trade? Now we move on to available context. Available context. According to these time frames, what's the best time to profit from available context? Then aligned context, obviously, this is combining M5 and H1, like I explained. What's the best aligned context when we utilize these time frames? Obviously, the H1, daily, and H4 already have confluences for that, which is trend trading and time frame trading. Then these two, I have to make something different. I have to make something, not these two, M30 and M5, when I integrate them with the larger time frames. And then lastly, direct context. How does M5 directly make me money? How does the M30 directly make me money? How does H1, H4, and daily directly make me money? And then after that, it's going to be the completion of this system. And it's not necessarily the completion of this system, it's the end goal of profitability. That's how it goes when in terms of the retail world. Because here's the thing, I don't discover anything. We trade the same thing. It's just how I phrase it and how deep I am willing to go in terms of learning these things. It's not that these are new concepts. No, it's what we do. The problem is that we don't phrase them. We don't label them. That this is what I'm doing. Like I said in my previous videos, there is no such thing as abstract in the market. There is yes, style. Style creates, in boxing, there's a term, styles create fights. Your style is you. Besides, the approach is created. The style is you, meaning you ensure that this approach works. You ensure that this account grows at the end of the day. So regardless of whatever they take away, let's say you lose your material and your learning, it's still, again, up to you. Now, how do we conclude this video? This is just a perspective of making you understand process and how the perception of the market is that in real time, you choose. You have a choice to perceive the market as hard. You have a choice to perceive the market as too much activity. You have a choice to perceive the market as whatever you want. But at the end of the day, you need to fix it to a point where you eventually make profit at the end of a particular time period. Again, you don't need to put time periods in trading because there is no time constraints. But the best signals come ever whenever they want. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I feel tired today. I don't feel like making videos. I'm tired as fuck. Because I've been up since 4 a.m. And yeah. A routine. So yeah. 90 days without profit. Easy shit. The first time when I did this program, it was frustrating as fuck because it was the first time I was doing it and I hated it. I was like, why can't I just trade the way I want? Now I have this and it's great and I'm learning. When you blow, especially when you're running a program, do not restart the days. Carry on, write down that you blew and carry on your routine. The market must find you already in a winning spirit, already in a working spirit, so you don't get yourself confused, so you don't be begging. You know that you already have a life, which is a life within the market too. I can't explain it now, but I have it plotted out. Yeah, these aren't my discoveries. These are market concepts that already existed, that are just not explained. You don't make profit by thinking. You make profit by following these concepts. And that's how profit is made in the market. It's not necessarily, I feel profitable I think profitable. What's the most logical and comfortable thing for your account today based on the context that you see on your chart? And the context that you see on your chart is either direct or aligned. When we say aligned, we mean reflective. When they tell you that this time frame has to be aligned with the next, it means it just has to reflect its structural points overall. Yeah. So that's basically what it is. Yeah, I'm starting to enjoy these videos. I don't even want to switch off the camera. I just want to keep on rambling about the market because I get so many ideas, and because I'm working on these things again. Program trading. I'm on video 5. I haven't made a video in 2 weeks because of so much discoveries that I'm making. Like program trading would tell me that after you lose, you failed, But right now I told myself, you know what? Let me not base it based on an account. Let me base it based on the days after I lose. Let's say I don't fail. I lost because the market is what it is. Blowing is inevitable. Profitability isn't. So if I restart, that means I'm calculating losses. That means I'm approving for losses. I'm saying, you know what, you are a loser. No, I'm not a loser. That happened to be a losing account. Because of context, because of 1, 2, 3, I am going to improve as the days go by. Day 90 is going to hit, then I'm going to assess my performance. And performance is assessed at the end of the season. Come on, Ronaldo doesn't score in his first two games, and you're going to think that he's not going to win the Ballon d'Or. Messi doesn't score in his first 2 games, you think he's not going to win it's things like that. You have to perceive it like that. So, those are the things I'm learning. I'm actually happy about that. I'm winning. And it's going to be easier to allocate those funds after I win. And again, it's not even ego, it's confidence. It's like, whatever is on my chart, I'm going to handle. Because if I handle it, I handled it. It's another perspective of understanding. And if you handle what's on your chart, you learned to handle it. Now, in the future going forward, you know how to handle a situation that's like this, which is not just technical, but risk perspective based on your account at that current position. Time matters, where your account is matters, when the context of the trade appears matters. No, it's not like you're going to label out everything when you do trade. You're just going to label out your process. Like, what do I see on the chart? What is my strategy saying? What is the trade that I'm taking and why? And then you move on. After a couple of hours, because you calculated how your trade is going to react, because the market is based on what is and could be, what do? You interact with the trade. It's either you're going to put on a new trade based on new information the market has given out, or you're going to protect your current trade based on the new information the market has given out. At the end of the day, you want to overview. The market reacted like this based on the reaction that I did. Or the market was like this, and this is how I reacted to it, and this is how the market reacted. Tomorrow I'm planning on doing this in order to move my account forward. These are the things that you have to tell yourself in real time. Now, the reason we can't really teach profitability is because usually in real time, you don't necessarily know what you're doing. You think you're following the process to the T, but you're not necessarily following your process to the T. You're following your process, yes, which is routine. But you're also coming up with new experiences because what you're experiencing is new right now. Because you cannot be profitable unless you are profitable. You cannot say you're profitable unless you're doing it. So we tend to say things are abstract. They're not abstract. It's just in that particular time, you calculated certain things, certain variables. Like my account is at this position. This signal is at this position at this time. I think this is what's best for this account at this very moment to move it forward according to my strategy, according to the context, according to the day. That's basically it. You move on. After 90 days, you have a collection of material, trading material, successful trading material. You are going to fail. Blowing is inevitable, but profitability isn't. And that's something that you need to fight for after you do blow. And before you do blow, you have to fight for your account to not blow. Don't say, I'm going to go through a losing streak because my process says so. That's stupid. Protect your account. Teach yourself the experience of protecting your account. Because once you do scale your account and you have bigger funds, you have more freedom than most. You have more freedom than those who have big accounts just for having big accounts' sake. You have the experience of interacting with the market, utilizing funds consistently, gradually, aesthetically. It doesn't matter, but you have different ways to interact with the market in a profitable way. So yeah, right now, do I really care about the trading? No. What I care about the most is this routine, keeping up with this routine, my training, my reading, my writing, my journaling, my organization of material, my videos, the structure of the videos. That's one thing I need to fix. I need to work on. But again, this is more of a documentation, so it's like, it's not necessarily teaching. I'm trying the teaching thing. Eventually in time, I'll be, hey guys, do you want to learn risk management? Nah, fuck that. Anyways, maybe. Anyways, again, the reason I say I do this for myself is because here's the thing. I prefer to do shit on my own, because if I do shit on my own, the things get done the way I want them to get done. Again, I put out these videos because I want to teach myself. It may be juggled up, but for me, it's where I am, in my trading journey, and it helps me. I don't know, but yeah, this is for me. It's great. It's amazing. It is amazing. I was learning day 11. I'm learning the self-concept, self-esteem, self-projection, and self-image. Who's this? Brian Tracy. Amazing. I'm watching Brian Tracy videos. Neville Goddard or whatever his name is, but yeah, he's legit too. So I'm listening to those guys, and why am I listening to them? Here's the thing. The reason I blew my account is not because I'm a bad trader. It's because my self-image came into collision. Okay, not collision, but my self-image was clashing with my current. I don't know how to explain it, but in real time, here's the thing. I put up some risk, and this risk was gonna make me $200 for the trade. Okay, not necessarily $200, probably more, because I took a trade on Nasdaq. I made like $50 within like 3 hours, and that trade went on for like carried on like for like 4 or 5 days. Yeah, not 6 days, 5 days. It carried on until today. That trade ran until today, and it's a trade I understand. I'm always in that trade, but I got out early. The reason I got out early is because this is day 2. How are you withdrew yesterday? Why am I making so much profit? And that dawned on to me because of my process, because I understand, and obviously you're gonna make money over time. This blocked me from making profit. It made me believe that I'm not allowed to make quick profit, big profit with a small amount. I'm not allowed to move a small account that much. And I forget that here's the thing, per trade, when I trade, it's no longer that I'm trading my account size. I'm trading the years that I've put in this industry. Every trade is like plus 7 years. This is plus 7 years worth of effort. You know what I'm saying? So that came into, it clashed. It was not beautiful. And I wrote in my journal that, yeah, my self-image is fucking me up, because I just don't believe that you're allowed to make quick profit, big profit, and that's blocking me from making big profit and quick profit. Yeah, it's a mess. And I just knew that, here's the thing, I'm not going to make money beyond this. This $200 is not going to come to me because I want it too bad. And I want it too bad because I want to prove it to myself that my self-image wants me to make money. And the truth is, it didn't want me to make money, because inside me I felt it that, bro, you're not gonna make money. You don't deserve to make $200 in a day. You don't deserve that. And I'm right now I'm okay with it because I understand structure more. I understand that I can trade in a losing streak, take small losses, and I understand that, here's the thing. The reason you couldn't take the quick profit, big profit, is because it's not part of this process. It's not that it's not your self-image. It's that the self-image for this process has to be someone who's content with taking gradual, small, consistent profit, who doesn't fight with the market, who's not in competition with the market, who's not in competition with, aggressive growth. The next trading system is free trading, fluent trading. The fluent trader is one who can, make that type of profit. But I need something more solid, something more solid in terms of the description of the process, because the process has to have a description, the type of person, type of skill, type of belief and character that needs to be instilled in order to achieve that goal. It's not that deep, but I put it like that because here's the thing: when you do it and you do find out that profitability ain't that, it just happens. Blowing is inevitable, but profitability isn't. You find out that you actually need these things because you need to channel yourself every day to actually, perceive the market in a specific view. So yeah, my self-image blocked me. I couldn't make money because I just didn't believe that I'm allowed to make money. I didn't believe that I should and I can make money. That's why I say do not listen to traders that limit you, and really pay attention, really understand what they're trying to say. And usually really understanding is like, take what they say, try to execute it and see according to you, to what you want. Here's the thing: there's always going to be what you're doing and what you want. What you're doing and what you want should be aligned in a way. And usually you'll get the answers from, being subjective. When you become subjective, the world shows you the objective, that, okay, you are wrong, this is how it works. And because it comes from the sense of you, even if you're crushed, you can utilize the information in a positive way because it's responding to you and it's objective. Now you can utilize it in your subjective and the world's objective. And that's trading for you. It's how you see yourself in the market and how the market actually works. So yeah, that's basically what it is. Stay safe, journal, stay in school, and don't do drugs.